Alright, welcome to Module 2, Branding and Your Target Market. In this module, we're going to go over in depth about branding. A lot of people struggle with this, so I definitely want to make sure, because without branding, you're not going to be able to have the Instagram account that you want because your message is going to be swayed. So let's talk about You Inc. Before we can even talk about anything Instagram, we need to dive in depth into the idea of branding. Simply put, who are you to people? What makes you more attractive than others? What makes people want to follow you? Those are the questions that you need to be asking yourself. So as we go through this module and after the module, I want you to really think about this, get a pen and paper out and really say, list out who you are to people, what makes you more attractive than others, meaning your competition and other people in your niche, and what makes people want to follow you. You need to be the go-to person. You see, branding is not about getting your target market to choose you over the competition, but it's about getting your prospects to see you as the only one that provides a solution to their problem. You need to be recognizable in your niche, have a professional profile image, and a clear and concise message about who you are and what you have to offer. It's the lasting impression that you leave on your followers. People see you through your content that you post. If you were to ask your followers to describe you, you would certainly hope that you've made an impression on them. Not only to remember you, but to also have something positive to say. If they have nothing to say, it means you are forgettable because you didn't define your brand. And this is where most marketers get it wrong. When a new distributor or rep signs up with a company, they are taught the basic fundamentals of marketing. They are told to be a product of the product, which leaves many confused and causes them to actually hide behind the company or the products that they are selling. Ultimately, they start branding themselves as the product or company as opposed to the problem solver. You can't just sell products on every single post because it's boring and, more importantly, people hate that. Would you want to follow someone who just posted about products all day long? You need to ask yourself this. What would be the difference if somebody were to look at your Instagram page full of products in comparison to looking at products on Amazon or eBay? Branding is not branding your company or product. You can't just sell products on every single post. It's boring and it's spammy. Your Instagram should never be a catalog showcase of your products. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And let me repeat this. This is a relationship business. Unless you have a huge retail brand, you are an individual person. You need to become a person recognizable in your niche as the go-to person. A lot of people tend to just post pictures after pictures after pictures of their product in hopes that people will come and just buy that. This is not a catalog. People want to be able to relate to you. They want to come to your page on every social media platform and know that they're going to get value from you, that they're going to learn something that they can apply to their everyday situation. Ultimately, your product is a shortcut for them. So if you are in the health and fitness industry and you are teaching about, protein, carbohydrates, different exercise movements that they could do to lose weight, ultimately your goal is to give them enough value that they can apply right then and there in their current situation. But then as they struggle and they want more from you, they want more in-depth solution, that is when your product comes into play, and that is where sales are then made. If you want to sell and recruit more, it is essential to brand yourself as a leader in your niche. If you are marketing health and fitness, you want to be the go-to person for people's questions. You want to fill that leadership role. If you are marketing beauty products, you want to be the expert to all of the people who have questions about makeup, how to apply makeup, how to get a certain look. And this can go off in depth about every other niche that's out there. If you are more of a brick and mortar company and you sell, for let's say, wedding dresses, and you're in the wedding niche, what kind of advice can you give new brides to help them make their wedding memorable? How can you shortcut the planning and give them advice when they're looking for dresses or they're looking for accessories? How can you provide a solution which then ultimately they're going to want to then purchase from you? So again, become the expert. If you walk into a hair salon, you already know that your questions will be answered by the people working there. What kinds of hair products to use, how to get a certain look with your hair. It's because you've classified them as the go-to person and the expert. And it's no different than in network marketing. So to become the leader, if you are passionate about the products and services, then all you can do is learn everything there is to learn about that niche. To become a leader, you need to provide value to people. In order to provide that value, you need knowledge. To get that knowledge, you need to do research by reading articles, watching videos, and attending live events and webinars. Once you learn and obtain that knowledge, that's when you start to share it with others. With Instagram, you share your knowledge through pictures. You share tips, you share advice, and engage with your audience. People will start to associate you as their go-to person because of the knowledge that you have that they don't. So you need to become the educator in your niche. Branding is also the first impression you leave on your followers. So a checklist. Your followers see you through your pictures. Do you deliver a message to them that is clear and confirms your credibility? Do the pictures connect with them emotionally? And does it motivate them to look further into the solution to their problem? So let's back up here for a moment. Do you deliver a message to them that is clear and confirms your credibility? You need to think of why you got into the business that you're in, why you got into the niche that you're in, and lead with your why. What struggles did you have that ultimately wanted you to purchase that product? Why did it make you want to go into business? That's the message that you want to be clear. So if you were a stay-at-home mom who just had a baby and needed to lose that extra weight, why did you turn around and buy the product that you did? That is what is going to relate to other people that is in that same niche, that same group of people that is going to be your target audience that is going to struggle with the same thing. And we will go into target market and finding your target market through hashtags later and really dive in deep with that. But I want you to understand that if your message is not clear, it's going to be very difficult for people to relate to you. So again, if you were a stay-at-home mom or just a mom in general, lead with that. Let your message become clear that I struggled with this and this is what helped me. And not necessarily your products, but break down the everyday value that you could be giving. I had to get up and I started eating healthy. Here's some recipes that I use on a daily basis. Here is some tips about, what I learned about protein and carbohydrates and different exercises that really help me trim my stomach down and get it toned again. But again, when you're leading with your message and why you joined your company and why you bought your product, it's going to be easier to bridge all of your followers over to then see the value in your product. So then the next step, do your pictures connect with them emotionally? If you have a baby that is, your newborn baby that is now laying next to you while you're working out, take pictures of that. But in the process, you're going to want to make sure that you have, some kind of value tip. You could use an app, and we'll go into this a little bit more depth in further modules to come, but I want to get you thinking on this. Here is a picture of my baby, and here's me working out, and this, in the caption on your picture, show, if you're doing lunges, for instance, lunges are great for this. You're not necessarily saying, hey, look, I'm a new mom, here's my baby, hey, relate to me. You're basically saying in a picture, you're showing people that obviously you have a baby, but they're coming to see that, okay, well, she's having this kind of results because she's doing these lunges. And everything just kind of smooths together and really runs really well when you post all of these pictures, almost in a sense like a magazine, that people come here for the value, but they can also relate because they see what you have to offer through your pictures. The next step, does it motivate them to look further into the solution to their problem? Again, they're getting little bits and pieces of information to help them where they're currently at. To get the entire package deal to make things easier, that's the solution. That is the product. So do you have your URL set up, where you're giving additional value if they were to click your URL in your bio description and go to your blog post, get on your email list, or connect with you on Facebook because you have other types of value over there? Are they able to go to your YouTube and see other videos that you're offering additional value, and just keep leading them through the process? So that's what I want you to think about. And again, this can go into any niche. If you are a coach, if you are a mentor, and you offer marketing training to others, again, does your message give them a clear idea of what you represent and what you teach? Do your pictures connect with them emotionally? Do you have tips that you're giving people, but in a sense showing your lifestyle and how great it is to be a coach, and kind of bringing that all together? Does it motivate them to look further into the solution? So if you are offering tips on YouTube training or just building a business with tips in general, does that make them want to go ahead and purchase additional products? Because what you have on your Instagram just isn't enough for them to really dive in deep and learn everything there is to know. So what is your brand? Once you have answered these questions, it's time to think of a color scheme, a font style, and something that makes your page unique to you. You want your brand to stick out and be noticed and remembered. To succeed in branding, you really must understand the needs and wants of your prospects. This brand sticks with you everywhere you go online. Spend some time and really study your niche so you can continue to define and build your brand. And what I mean by this is, when I say study your niche, you need to understand what people want. What questions are they wanting answered? That is your opportunity to get in there and to answer their questions. And there's a lot of ways that you could do this. If you're new to network marketing, or if you're new to your niche, or if you're new to doing any of this and really branding yourself as an individual, you can go onto Amazon. There's lots of books out there in every niche. Look up a book, look up the keyword, and start studying what people are saying in the reviews. People do ask questions. People will tell you what they liked about the book, what they wish that the book had offered, and so on and so forth. Another great place that you can do or go is if you go into different online forums. Type up, your niche and forum, and start going through the forums and seeing what people are asking. Look at the views, because subconsciously people will hover over certain topics that they want answered. They want the information about that topic or question, and you can see that that's obviously going to be something that you're going to want to really hit hard and get those questions answered through your Instagram page and other platforms. So that concludes the branding session of this module, and I will see you on the next video.